Yeah, that was definitely not the start was looking for, not even thinking of as we came out there against a good football team like that and one of the best in the country. You definitely don't want to be down that quick, especially on the opening kickoff and doing those things. So that was a shock to the system, even just coming in here and you try and fight back from that, but when you give up to a really good team 14 quick points like that, it's going to make it difficult to come out of that hole.
You have essentially a freshman quarterback. We've talked about this before. He spent time obviously on the sidelines last year, but only appeared in one game. He comes back in that 14-0 hole, goes 22 for 33 and 275 yards. Could have been more if not for a few drops too. So maybe talk to me a bit about Elijah Barnes.
Yeah, he's growing, and with each game he's getting better. Each rep he's getting better, and it's very impressive. And even when he comes off and he makes a mistake, you can have that conversation with him, and then he's willing to go out there and correct it. We understand some of those things, but as a receiving core and as an offense as a whole, we have to help him out, right? He puts the ball in our hands. We got to make those plays. Turnovers was a big thing for us today. And that really hurt us. And against, one of the best teams in the country that, you can't do those things. You almost have to play perfect football. And we did not play well in any phases of our game. But he is growing, and it's exciting to see his growth and maturation over these last few weeks. And hopefully he continues to do that.
You talk about turnovers, and that was exactly where I was going to go next. You score back-to-back. It's a one-score game, and then your next possession is a 32-yard punt out of bounds. They turn that into points, and then a 2nd and 15, a running play forces you to punt again. They turn that into points going into the half. Just maybe break down for me the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, it's just making mistakes in key moments, right? And against them, even coming into the game, the idea was, shorten the game, run the clock, get some first downs, and try and keep the ball out of their offense's hands, and then punt when we had to. I got a lot of faith in our kicking game and Joey, and we're backed up there, and I said, let him rip one. If he can get one off, we'll get a stop and get off the field. They ended up going down the field there and we had 4 guys around the receiver. He goes up and makes a play, right, which turns into 3 for them. So those things hurt, and they're learnings for us that we got to finish halves, we got to finish quarters, and really we got to start them too. And we got to start a little bit faster and a little bit more focused. So that is on me as the head coach, making sure the guys are in tune, locked in where we're at in the game. Whether it's to start the game off, I got to get them prepared better, and to finish off quarters and the half. So I'll look at what we need to do for next week, and we'll move forward.
All right, next week it's back on the bus to Toronto. What's the team going to do? Obviously, it's always look at tape, and that starts tomorrow, but any early thoughts on what you might see when you get back into the 6?
Well, we're going to have to get back to Ottawa tonight at 3 o'clock in the morning when we get back. I will regroup. I know I'm going to give the guys some time to reflect on this, and then coaching staff will be in. We'll be working, watching the film, breaking it down, and then we got to go get a win. And I told the guys we have little to no room for error moving forward. We got to run the table, and it starts with tomorrow with the coaches preparing, Monday with meetings, and then going from there. But we got to have a mindset that very little room to no room for error, and we got to run the table going from here on out.